What's up, YouTube? Today, I want to talk about the daily grind in Blue Protocol. So, I don't know if a lot of people has played MMOs or have a background or history of playing MMOs, but we all know we have a daily, weekly, and we have raid content. We have a whole bunch of different content that we have to do in order to get our character up to par and up to standard, so that we don't get gatekept from specific content. For those who don't know what gatekeeping is, it's just being locked out by people because you don't have the right stats or the right get up for specific missions, pretty much. So, what we're gonna talk about today again is the dailies. So, what I like to do as soon as I get into the game, right? Obviously, in every game you have main quests. I completed my main quests, so I don't have to do them right now. But you always want to tackle your main quest in these type of games. Why? Because they progress you through the story. They usually level you up the fastest, and they give you the most XP that you'll be needing in order to reach certain level cap. So today the level cap is, let me see, I don't even know. It is level 55. So if you're not level 55 by today, being October 17th, 2025, you're in the wrong. Why? Because this level will also boost your ability score, not by a lot, but it'll just give you everything you need for to get started with the day. So yes, main story quest is your first thing that you will tackle. Then, what I like to do, say I'm playing with friends and we all just want to play together, I will go into the Unstable. The Unstable is a daily dungeon that you do 2 times. It says attempt 2 out of 2, because I haven't done it yet. But for this game specifically, it gives you materials so you can level up your gear. So it gives you a chance at the bound currency, some honor coins, which I'm maxed out for the week because I play a lot. These drops, which are really good, you need this to level up your refining gear, and you need this to reforge your gear. So both of these are really good, and you want as many of these as possible. This allows you to craft gear if you're missing certain purple pieces. This is allows you to refine as well, to use for refining gear parts. And then it gives you an attempt at purple and blue armor, which shouldn't be your goal. It shouldn't be your goal to get these, because I mean, if you've gotten this far, you probably already have purple, if not gold by then. And there's a lot of missions in the game that can give you certain types of gear. Next thing I want to talk about is your dungeon farming. So dungeon farming is really fun in this game. I made a video yesterday about being in economy of trial. All the dungeons give you an opportunity to get certain pieces of gear. So if we go all the way back in time, the first dungeon we did was Goblin Lair. So this was dropping purple at the time, but then when you get your gear score, remember I said the thing that you boost, you try and get your ability score or gear score, whatever you want to call it, as high as possible so you can enter these raids. So if you're not above this number, you're probably going to get 1 to 2 shotted depending on your role. And as you can see, the drops here, this one in the first tab is usually a cosmetic. The next one being a chance at a weapon, a chance at gloves, a chance at earrings, some materials, and some currency. So what I did was I farmed this like crazy until I was able to get either 2 out of these 3 pieces. It's not a guaranteed drop, but the fact that it can drop kind of gives you the opportunity to try and boost your character as much as possible. So if you go through all the places, you enter in at normal, then you get to hard mode, you get a chance at the cosmetics, and again, weapon, helmet, necklace, so on and so forth. Same thing for every other place. They all have a different drop table, so you should just go for what you need. And I mean, if you do have fun with the dungeons and you just want to run it for fun, you can also do that. Another thing that drops that has a chance of showing up inside the dungeon is the Bane Lord. This guy, when you fight him and kill him and complete the dungeon, you pretty much get a box that gives you a another chance at a gold piece. And again, these gold pieces are what we can obtain right now. These are the highest forms of gear in the game, so that we can get maximum stats and maximum ability score in order to make these missions a little bit easier. Because I don't know if you've played these games or played an MMO or Blue Protocol, I should say. Um, you go into a dungeon when you're when you're at the score. Say I'm 5,975. I won't be killing things as fast, and probably have to do more mechanics than not. But after a while, you level up, you get your gear score up. You only need to be 8,000. And as you've seen before, I'm already 10,000. Not because I'm a sweat at the game. Cough, cough. I might be, I don't know. But it's because I've played through the game and I've tried to hone my gear as much as possible. By honing, it's a lost art term, but it's also called refining and reforging in this game. So I want to go. So those are the dungeons that I just covered. Main story quest was also covered. Um, we can talk about dailies or guild dailies, I should say. So the guild has a couple things that you need to do for the day and the week. So these are the weekly activities. It just shows everything that the guild wants you to do so that you get pretty much a contribution towards these rewards. Everything that you can obtain in the game is pretty good to get, obviously, because these help you buy stuff from the guild store. You need these rose orbs to buy certain cosmetics or whatever you want to buy from the shop currency store. These are just items that help your character grow. Everything that you get pretty much helps you grow in a certain way. You just have to manage them a little bit properly and just do everything that you need to do in order to again boost your character. So the guild has a check-in. You go in, you check in, do some stuff. Guild cargo, you just give an NPC some items and he gives you back. It's kind of like a this for that type of thing. The guild dance happens on Fridays and I think the weekends, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me in the comments if they have the answer to that. I know it starts on a Friday. Let's see. Yeah, so it starts Friday. No, it's on a Friday, I should say. Oops. So it starts on Friday at 3:30 till 3:30 a.m. um UTC. So you just go in, do the guild hunt, do the guild dance. You kind of just message your guild chat and say, "Hey, is anybody available for this?" And then they'll hit you up and be like, "Yeah, I'll play with you." Blah blah blah. Guild dance. This was pretty silly to me. Like you just go in, do like a little dance for like maybe 2 minutes, and then you get rewards. You get these rewards. Pretty like I'd say interesting. I'm not really fond of guild content or like silly social content like that, but whatever floats your boat. I just do it for the drops that it can give me. So going back to this, as you can see, I've achieved the guild dance, the cargo, the check-in, the merit, which was what was the merit? Oh, you just so the merits is just these currencies. Nope, it's not these currencies. What is the merit? I don't know. So you just do whatever you want. You have to in the guild, and you get some points. Um, Guild hunt again. I mentioned the things that you do with your team. It's kind of like a little fight. It's pretty cool actually. And then again, merit is just I guess it's just your daily guild contribution. These things. Okay, we found them. Whew, that was a little bit scary. Participate in guild quests to earn merit points. When the weekly activity merits reach a specified level, members can receive corresponding rewards. So this just helps this go up. Why did I not see this before? I'm a little slow. It's okay. So that's just your guild in a nutshell. Um, the next thing, if you haven't done it already, well, I guess this wouldn't count as a daily, but let me just cover it. The trial path gives you your skill points and in your tree. So you just come here, talk to this person, trial path, and depending on the role you are, you just do all of these. So I'm a tank, so you just do all of this. Make sure you collect your rewards, and it gives you these things: your talent points. Your talent points you use over here to boost your talent. Right now we have 56 total. You just do what you must in order to uh, get the maximum of this, and then max out your tree. As of right now, what's cool about the talent tree is you can reset all the way up to the top. Like it says reset to this node. So if you make a mistake or you want to change it to something because you've seen something online or a guide or something and it says use this, use that, use this, go for it. I'm not really following any build. I'm kind of just playing the game how I feel, and whatever works for me works for me. What works for you is going to be different depending on your playstyle and your personality. Let's go into features. So daily, this kind of gives you a checklist of everything that you need to do. So again, daily mission, this is just logging in, doing some activities, and it fills up. Once this fills up, you're done. Guild cargo, bureau commissions actually came out today. It's just other missions that they give you. Guild check-in, again, I already have this done, but it doesn't show it doesn't show a stamp as if I'd done it. The elite hunt is really cool. The boss hunt is really cool. So I'm gonna cover these two. I've mentioned them in my other videos, but pretty much what it is, you go monster hunt your elites. You farm the specific elite you want, but you have 2 times a day to get the rewards. Mainly, your focus would be the will and whatever your class needs for a seal, and then whatever your class books are. I would say class books. These materials are really important. Everything else is just, you'll get them as you play the game. But like if you're looking for something to go for, I would say class books so you can raise your skills, seals, and the will. You kind of just focus for whichever one you want. Your imagines they all have different stats. You can go into those and figure out what you need for your class and what works for you. And it's the same thing for the elite bosses. These guys are a little way well, yeah, I'd say a little bit stronger where it requires a lot of people on the server at the same time to fight these guys because if you're by yourself, it'll take a very long time, but if you have a whole bunch of people, it's not so long. Um this one I would say focus on if you want to get the will, this you can sell these on the market for a lot of unbound currency. These materials are really hard to get unless you're buying them, and these materials help you craft these wills. So without this, you won't be able to make this. Just keep that in mind. These helps you reforge a bunch of other wills. So if you get a certain number of these and you don't want the crab per se, you want the Phantom Tempest or Tempest Ogre, you can um you can craft him. Again, he drops the books, he drops the seals, drops refining material, more refining material, and a bunch of currencies, and just materials that you need in order to progress your character. So again, you get 2 tries at both the world boss and the elite boss. So just pick wisely. Um, you can still farm them even though you don't have the keys. You can just farm them for their drops. Just look at their drop table and then just go about your business how you see fit. Another thing that I want to touch on is the world boss. So, aside from these guys, these big bosses, there's the world boss. So I know the game doesn't. I mean, the game tells you what to do and where to find it, how to access it, but it doesn't really make it kind of like it doesn't discern. Oh, if you're fighting a world boss or a field boss, it's kind of like you may get confused as to what it is. But the world boss is every day from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock. You fight this guy. I actually didn't make it, so I'm gonna miss this attempt to do it. But you fight this guy. It's a 20-man party, and you just do like an instance, pretty much like a dungeon where you just fight this guy, and it changes. I think weekly or whatever it wants to change. I really don't know the timings yet, but yeah. So you go in here. If you do really good, you get on the leaderboard out of top four. It's really cool. I've gotten top four a couple times. You get these honor proofs. It doesn't really do anything, but it just tells you like, hey, you're doing good in the game. Good job. Like I got it twice, and it's cool seeing at the end of the dungeon where you're like your name's on the list like twice or something. That's always like really nice to see, especially if you think you're getting better at the game or your gear's coming along nicely. It's just really cool to have that little pat on the back, you know. So aside from those things, your dailies, your main story quests, your dungeons, your world boss, your elites, your field bosses, um, you can do these dungeons like I mentioned. The Stimmons Vault. This thing resets week. It says weekly, but I think it's bi-weekly. Um, yeah, you really want to do this so you can get these exquisite materials. Again, these drop from the those field bosses, and it's really important to get these so that you can craft your golden wills whenever you want to. So you get a bunch of these of the same ones, and you'll be able to craft. It takes a while, so just be patient if you are a free to play player, but you'll get them eventually. Like, and another thing, like I don't think it's a real rush to get certain golden wills because at the end of the day if you get copies of purple wills, multiple copies of purple wills over a single copy of a gold will, you're probably going to be doing more DPS or whatever your will is going to specialize in. You're going to be doing more if you have multiple copies of the purple one rather than one gold one. Let's see. Stimmon's Vault, Chaotic Realm. So again, these are just the dungeons. Leisure. I am not gonna lie, I kind of skip over leisure because the best thing you can get from it is probably gear and friendship tokens. Friendship tokens are really good to get, but you get them from just playing in other content. Especially if you play with friends a lot, you'll get this stuff, and then you'll be able to get to the friendship score. I'm not maxed out because I don't do those leisure content, but you get like one of these for 3, and like the more friendship tokens you get a week, the better. But I wouldn't I wouldn't, unless you're a hardcore player and you want to max everything out. It doesn't really matter. Like, you know, do this if you want to. They pop up certain times of the day. You got to do a little dance or meet somewhere or fight a couple enemies. Like if you're bored, do them. But it's not the end of the world if you don't. Or maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Again, trial path, explore. Fishing, I'm actually gonna start getting into fishing. I'm not gonna lie, it's looks super grindy. Do it at your own will. There's people on like Reddit saying it takes like 60 hours to 110 hours to get like max level fishing. I don't see how that's possible. They're probably gonna put something in the game to make it easier soon. I could be speaking like out of my ass, and it doesn't take that long. But from what I've seen, I've caught a couple fish, maybe like 20, and I went up one level. So, I mean, if you got the time, go for it. If not, it is what it is. I don't really see if there's a boost to it. Life skills, you want to be life skilling every single day because the materials you get, you can sell on the market and make a lot of unbound currency. Magical creatures, I actually have not farmed these guys, but you get cosmetics from when they drop. It's pretty cool. You get a mount, you get these little helmets. It's not my thing because it doesn't really boost my score or anything, but if you like that stuff, go for it. Time machine, solo dungeon or solo challenge. You just go in, kill stuff, come out. Dragonclaw Valley actually came out today. Pretty cool. Um, and exploration, you just do your thing. So every time you're on the map, you go to an engram being these things, you get some rewards. And that's pretty much it. It's not a really tedious game. It's a lot to do, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't take a long time. And if you are a person that doesn't like to do chores or your daily grind, then maybe the game's not for you. But if you don't mind it and you expect these type of things from a video game, then go for it. Um, this video is pretty quick. I know there's not much gameplay and it's just a yap fest and I'm just talking through it. But I've come to terms that a lot of people are turned off by certain things when they feel a little bit too overwhelmed. So I just want to break that down for a couple players out there. And if you've learned something today, leave a like. If you learned nothing, also leave a like and tell me what you know about the game. That's actually pretty cool. I always want to learn more and grow with you guys as the game develops and become better. With that being said, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, if not, well, I guess you won't be here to hear what I said, but it's always fun. I think making content like this and talking to you guys about my videos and what I intend on doing and what I do in the game kind of just breaks it down a little bit easier for everyone, and it's a learning experience for us all, and I really hope you enjoyed the content that I can bring with you and the game in general. So thank you. Thanks for watching.